Hello everybody, welcome to Allies at War, episode 10, Operation Crusader. Today we're going up against the very best, Erwin Rommel, commander of the Africa Corps. Yes, we are back in North Africa and our mission today will be to break the siege of Tobruk. We have a force ready to launch an offensive and let's get started. So let's get stuck in here. As you can see, we have a large offensive going. Our forces are down by the southern side, the southeast corner of the map. And the German forces, as well as the city of Tobruk, is up here in the northwest. So let's just take a little bit of the lay of the land. I'd like to kind of show what my thinking is, talk a little bit about some of the upgrades we've made to units, and then we'll get started in with the first turn. This is a 20-turn scenario, and it's got more units than we've had before. So I'm fully expecting this is probably going to take 3 episodes to kind of get through the whole thing in a way that's going to do it justice. So we're aiming for a little bit of a slog here. Here are our forces in the southeast part of the map, and our mission has 3 parts to it. We have to capture and hold these objectives. That on the left here we have an airbase held by the Italians, then we have Italian held city and 2 German held cities, as well as maintaining of course the city of Tobruk and this kind of highlighted flag down here which is over the city of Gabir Saleh. And so we have to hold those cities to have a triumphant victory. We also have to, within 7 turns, take this airfield on the left side of the map using the paratroopers they've given us. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 paratrooper units they've given us. We have to get them up there and take this by turn 7 on this left side of the map. Then the last thing we do, we see these little kind of service corps vehicles down here. There are 4 of them there. We have to get 3 of them by the end of the game down to these little lightly colored circles named A down by our starting base down here. It might be hard to see that, but there are these 3 mountains here. We have 20 turns to do all that. And I'm not sure I've got the greatest plan because I don't really know where everything is. Although I assume we want to take this Italian city here, Bir al-Gubi, have our paratroopers take this, then cut this way, and somehow we need to break through this encirclement. You can see that these are Italian and German troops around Tobruk here, and our forces are trapped inside with these are all British forces in here, are trapped inside the siege here. So somehow we have to break through those lines, and I assume it's going to mean taking these cluster of 3 cities here, the airfield and the city over there. So there's going to be probably the hardest fighting there. Also, I'm a little concerned by the fact that we have some German troops to our east, kind of sitting here along these cities. I'm a little concerned if we leave everything and go this way, will something kind of trickle down from over here, which are Italian and German held positions. I assume they won't, but I don't necessarily want to make that assumption. So the plan, I think, is we're going to send half of our forces towards this city right here. We're going to send another half of our forces to try to take these 2 cities here, and then we're all going to meet in the middle here and try to punch through. Now, we might try to find a weak spot, maybe coming up from the south with these paratroopers. If we can punch through what looks like a relatively weak spot here, that would allow us to start sneaking those service corps trucks out. But I think we're really going to have to obliterate and capture these 3 towns to be able to kind of get that victory. All along, we kind of want to make sure we keep our eyes on this eastern flank so that something doesn't sneak down, take this city and our airfield before we run into trouble. So we're going to have these units here, these 4 units here, stay back. We've got an artillery. These aren't our core units. These are some units they gave to us. Kind of mess around with this and kind of get a sense for what might happen if there's any trouble here. If there is, we might need to divert this force back to the east to take care of that. So that's the rough plan. We have made some upgrades. You'll notice here that if we look at Parkera's first armor, they now have Churchill Mark II tanks, which are just powerhouses. They're basically the same as the Matildas, except stronger on defense, and they have a movement of 4 instead of 3. So they're not fast, but not necessarily slow. So we upgraded Parkera and JJ's armored units to the Churchill Mark IIs. I left Flaky's armor, the 7th armor, as the Cruiser Mark IV just because they're so fast. It's kind of a light armor, but their mobility has been really helpful in the last 2 battles, so I didn't want to upgrade them yet. I didn't see anything that I thought was as fast or as good. We've also upgraded Goose's recon to these Chevy WBs. And over here on the right-hand side, you can see this little switch icon. They can switch to infantry. And Goose was saying that makes them really awesome. I'm not quite sure how yet, or quite how sure, is there a delay? And actually, if you're watching this and if someone knows how to use these well, I'd be curious. Because I imagine I might figure it out as we go forward. But there's a couple of units now that you can switch types. So I'm curious what the thinking might be and how to use those effectively. And do you lose a turn when you switch and stuff like that? I'm not quite sure. We'll probably figure it out we'll know more by the end, that's for sure. And then I did not upgrade Custard's Air. I believe he's down here. There wasn't a better fighter available. Our infantry stayed the same. We did get 2 units added. So I've added 25-pounder artilleries. Our 15th artillery and our 16th artillery are 2 new units. These units also can switch to kind of anti-tank units, which I think makes them much more effective against defending against ground units. So with that in mind, I think that's everything else has pretty much stayed the same. I think it's time to get stuck in. The biggest thing I'd like to get in this first term is a little bit of a sense of what lies in this gray area over here. So it's kind of almost like we want to start making our initial forays out into the wilderness, but hopefully not run into something along the way. Since we do run into some kind of an ambush, since we do have to send our paratroopers up this way anyway, I want to send our first paratroopers up here and see if they can see anything. We'll have to click away. Nothing there. Huh, okay. Let's send our second paratroopers up behind them. And then they should be able... My thinking here is that we're going to send these 2 paratrooper units up here. They're going to land to the south. We're going to land a couple more to the north and maybe one more to the north and east. And then we'll converge on that city so that we can kind of get around any artillery that might be inside there defending it. I'm assuming there'll be artillery there. Which brings us to the point. We have these other paratroopers. And I think what we do here, I'm not sure how this works, but I think it's embark, disembark. Oh, nice. It puts them in the plane and they can fly. Oh, well, what do you know? There they go. That was easy. And then this guy should do the same thing. Oh, he's got to get to the airfield, apparently. So he moves there. They're paratroopers. So I guess we have to be on the airfield to embark. However, if we hold over ours, we can mount or dismount. Does that work? Oh, God. Okay. That's just the truck. So if we want I was hoping the paratroopers here would be able to participate in that attack. And I think actually I'm going to send them back here then to do exactly that, because I think they'll get there faster. These are our own core troops, so I think they'll get there faster, and it would be nice to have them just kind of tilt the battle a little bit in our favor. If the game gives us 4 infantry units, let's send 5 and see if we can just tip it in our favor. Okay, so we've taken care of that. Now, I've set up the units, and then I realized I didn't quite get it the way I wanted to, but I want to try to push forward and see what's in these dark spaces here. With that in mind, I hesitate to send our air units over the cities because they may have air in there. What is the range? Spotting range is 3. So if we send our 4th recon here, it should be able to see what's in the city. So 1 infantry only in that city. Interesting. Let's go 1 more. Artillery behind it and mines in front of it. Interesting. Okay. So we can probably expect minefields in front of this one here. I don't think there's any anti-air here. We should send our aircraft probably to hit that, but let's find out more if we can. I want to send one of our Churchills up this way. I should have switched that when I placed it up, but I didn't. So let's send JJ's armor up here, see if they see anything. Nothing. Okay, that's good, I think. I assume there's going to be Germans up in here, and that's where the fighting is going to start. Let's send Flaky's armor this way. I hope he doesn't run into a minefield. Okay. No, nothing. Okay. Now, we do want to send... I want to send 1 engineer, because I assume they might run into mines as well. Let's send our engineers behind them. It looks pretty good, our 6th Infantry. Let's put them here. So they'll go this way. So these 2 will go this way. I want to send this 25-pounder behind this way. And then let's send Goose's 5th up here, the edge of our sighting. Ooh, Panzers. Okay, interesting. And they can't move anymore. So we have discovered the enemy. We do not want them to come down here and hit these. That would be bad. Very bad. So let's make this a priority to send our tactical units up here and hit this. Gosh, that's still going to be rough, isn't it? Okay. They might still very well sniff that out, but let's see what happens. All right, -5. Good work by our tactical bombers. For outstanding service, the 11th Tactical was awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal. Excellent, and that is half knocked out already, which is very good. And I don't think we can get anything else close to it. We could push the Churchill in front of that to protect it. I'm tempted, but we're going to need armor over here. I think we're just going to have to bite the bullet if he makes it down there and manages to figure that out, because I don't think he can see that, and I think he might attack up here, but let's see what happens. We're going to send our Churchill's Parkera's first armor, the bloody first, up this way. Let us send Custard's Air to hit this artillery here. Gosh, we really want to... So we'll hit that artillery. Nice. Anything else going on up here that we can see? Oh, anti-air. That's a bummer. Oh, and more over here. God, that's... Custard's going to get hit. God, this is going to be a tough nut to crack. There's more here than I thought. I'm tempted to drop one of the paratroopers in behind it. God, that's unfortunate. Now, if we send our other air unit... Where is it? It's way over here. We send... we can't even get it there. Okay, let's sniff out this infantry here. Let's just solve an easy problem, perhaps. We're gonna move these one to the east here. Is this a paratrooper? No, that's just infantry. Let's bring these infantry up here. Bring these infantry up here. Now there's artillery behind it. We'll go there. And we're gonna move our artillery up here. Can we attack that? 3-1 loss. That would be bad. So we're gonna let them see if we can get them to attack us and use that. And this is kind of, I think this is our holding forces down here. Okay, what do we want to do with this air unit? We could hit that artillery, but I think we're going to need it up here. God, that's going to be painful. So we got to get our air units out there. That's going to be, those are expensive to replace, and I assume that full tactical unit's really going to put the hurt on us. We also do want to be careful that we don't get our paratroopers hit by that stuff too. That would be a bummer. And I think we're going to need air support up here anyway. I don't want to fly the air over the city because that's going to be bad. Let's go up here and see if we can spot anything. Nothing there. So this is relatively open. We need to get our engineers up here. I don't think they're going to come past the minefield, so we'll take a chance there. Let's get them up here. Let's get our 25-pounders moving up. Let's get our other artillery. Which way? We're going to need them this way, aren't we? Wow, they're slow. And then our own anti-air can come up in... I assume there's going to be an air battle over here. Could be tough. So let's get our other anti-air up here, and let's get our commandos. They're going to need to go north with this group, our 2nd Infantry Unit. So let's send them up here. I think we've moved everybody, right? Oh, we have some units. I don't know if we want to move anything up here. I think we just sit this here for right now, because I dare not move stuff, unless it would be to move this artillery up here. But let's see what happens. We have the infantry in the city. I don't know why it's in the city. I assume they can help participate in that final assault. You know, when we try to break through, they can probably try to come out of their trenches and attack out. But for the moment, let's leave them where they are. I believe we've moved everything. I've got a bad feeling about Custard's Air. This is going to be nasty. Let's end our turn. Fingers crossed it's not too bad. Some units have not moved yet. Yes, we know that. Oh, the artillery fired. No damage. -2. Okay. Got artillery back there. Artillery hit that. No damage. That's fine. Oh, here comes some of their -2. That's not bad. Oh, -2. Goose puts the hurt on that armor, though. They're coming right at us here. Oh, Goose is taking a beating. Dealing out the damage, though. They're not messing around here. Custard -2. That's not bad. It's not as bad as I thought. It's going to be expensive to replace, but not horrendously bad. Okay, so let's dig in. I'm going to take a pause here now and think about what we want to do, and then I'll be right back. But yeah, that was not quite as bad as I thought it might be. I think Custard's Air is at a 10 now because we had him overpowered there. So that's all good and well. Yeah, the biggest casualty up here was Goose's Recon, but Recon's cheap to replace, so we can get them out and then replace them and then bring them back up. And he did do quite a bit of damage on those armored units coming down to try to mess with them. So we could probably even have him hit there and then run out and take a little bit of sting out of this one. So, and we've got the Churchill here. JJ's Churchills are right behind it. So you're going to take a second and think. I'll be back, and then we'll jump right back into the action here. This seems like it's going to be a fun scenario. I'm pretty excited. All right. Okay, let's jump back in here. I don't have a full plan yet, but I have a rough plan. And we're going to start down here with the southeast corner and just kind of work our way across. I'm thinking we can hit this artillery and sneak up in here, and might be worth just seeing what happens here. I tend to like to take the idea of seeing if we can hit this while we can. So let's hit that artillery. -4. We suffer 1 damage. Not a problem there. If we hit that, it's 2-2, but we can hit it first with artillery. So let's do... Oh, you know what we could do? We could move up 1 and hit it there, right? And then we can... Yeah, let's do that. Let's move up 1 here, and let's pound their artillery from the back there. -3. Excellent. Nice. And it's red. Now, 3-2. This works to our advantage, though, so let's let that settle. I actually already moved this infantry back out of the range of that artillery that was up in the behind this unit here. So let's just play around with this and see if we can tilt things in our favor down here. Now, the next thing we want to take care of is our paratroopers, which are here. Their anti-air is here and here. I assume there might be anti-air over the city, and they have, looks like a range of 2, if I can look up on the chart there. So if we assume there's one somewhere here and has a range of 2, then we probably want to drop our units 4 away from the city, and there really isn't a rush to get it. So if anti-air, for example, was there, it could shoot 2. So let's go there, and I think, can we drop our units? We cannot. Okay, so we have to, next turn they can drop the paratroopers. Okay, takes a while. So we got to get there pretty fast here. Let's do likewise here with this paratrooper. Assume there could be anti-air here. If we drop them here, maybe we're okay. I would like to get some in behind it too, though. But we definitely don't want to stop over range of that anti-air. So for the time being, let's go right here. Okay, assume there's, hopefully there's nothing there. Good, nothing there. So we found an open space. We can drop those 2 paratroopers there. Our third paratrooper, 1, 2, we could drop it here, but I do want to see if we can get them. If we go there, we could drop them, and then they could move in. Okay, that would save a whole turn if we drop them there. Let's actually do that, because it looks safe, and it's okay. We can wiggle them around here. Now, let's get our next paratrooper force down here into their planes. We do that by clicking embark, and let's send them southward right here. Should be good. Okay, and let's move our next paratroopers, our own paratroopers, onto that base, and they have to wait a turn to embark. We'll get them in the air next turn. Excellent. Okay, so the next problem we want to solve is right here in the middle, and we have an air unit to take care of first. So let's see if we can knock this down. 8-3 for, we will lose 3. We can't hit it with anything, can we? Our anti-air is out of range. It cannot hit it. Let's bring it. We got to pay the price, though, right? So let's do it. 8-3. We get a good attack here. And 7, -3. Okay. Still, we'll take that. Then let's bring back Custard, who's down to 10. We'll fly him there. Let's go up here to the north. And we'll hit this one. It should finish him off, and he gets a kill. Right? -3. Excellent. Good. No damage. Perfect. For outstanding service, Joseph Clark of Custard's 9th Air was distinguished as a hero of the war. Defense +1. Doesn't seem like the best thing to get, but we will take it. Excellent. So congratulations, Custard. So that leaves us with 1 more air unit. We have our tactical bomber. We don't want to mess. We got to get around this, don't we? So, okay, let's finish over here first, and let's think about how we want to do this. I think what we want to do is use our tactical air here, because this is the strongest armor that's left. It is 8. So let's bomb that. -5. Good. And let's, while we've got that, we can fly it back to our airbase to resupply. Let's fly it 1 away. Good. So we can get that all loaded up with new bombs. This one should be an easy kill now because it's down to 3. So we've wiped out that armor. I'd like to wipe out these 3 units as best we can. Flaky's armor could probably come up and hit that, but Flaky's armor could also come up and probably hit this one too, -3, and wipe that one out. Our infantry might be able to come up and wipe that out. Churchill's, we want to send, this is an easy decision though, we want to send JJ's second armor up here against these Panzer 3s. So let's do that, and let's slide one this way to see if we can see what's coming in from the side, so we get better spotting. -5, nice. No damage suffered. JJ likes the Churchills, most excellent. No need to risk that in this one, because we would lose one there. I think we can take care of it without the worries of having to do that. So let's bring... There's no city. I think we can resupply more if we're next to a city, but we can't. So let's just bring it... Oh, well, let's actually leave it... No, we need to get it away, because we need to... Yeah, we need to resupply. Let's bring it back here. So we'll pull that back, and we will leave it there for a second. Now, I think we can send JJ's up here. 3 to 1. These are tough tanks. Oh, well, we'll just have to pay the price. So we'll go up here with Flaky, try to take this armor. Hope he doesn't suffer any casualties. -3. -1. Okay. Got to pay the price to knock out German tanks, I guess. And that leaves this one left. But I think our SA-8, maybe they can shoot our commandos here. Let's push them forward on the ground. Send them in, see if they can take care of it. Ah, God, that wasn't helpful at all. What? That was garbage. We need our engineers, I assume, for the city here, but let's get them replacements for the time being, because I don't think they can really do anything, and there isn't really a need to push up and move. Let's move our artillery up behind the tanks. Not sure that's a good move. They have resupplied. They've all moved. We're good. Now we have to solve this problem here. The immediateness, we have to get through the minefield, and that's where we have our 8th engineers. So let's pull just one to the side here. More mines, as we could expect. Okay, so let's bring our engineers up here and take out the mines. They lose one, but they clear the minefield. Good. That's good. For Distinguished 8th Engineer was awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal. Excellent work, men. Very good job. Now, we could move them up. That might be a minefield, but we need to start getting closer anyway. We might have to just pay that price. Let's see what happens. Mines. Okay, so we're going to need our engineers to clear these other mines. We can probably bring our heavy... Oh, we have to get this artillery somehow, too. Which means we have to get this anti-air, because we have to send air in to get that. We might just be patient and clear the mines first. That might actually work, because if we could clear a couple, then we can perhaps slide by it. I assume the city isn't surrounded by mines, and it's just these forward spots here. Oh, we got some Italian tanks. Nice, Italian tanks. Tin cans. So let's bring our artillery up. What's the range on these guys? 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So we're safe there. Let's bring them up here so they can slide in next turn behind that and be part of that. And let's bring this artillery. I have a sense that the heavier fighting might be this way. So I'm going to send this artillery unit up here. And it looks like the air is coming from that direction, although maybe there'll be more air. Let's send our anti-air as well up in here into the crowd. Okay, good. That can re-support. Now, did we move them? We did. Okay. We moved our tactical bomber. I think we've moved everybody down here that we wanted to. We've got this little mini battle going on in the southeast. Did some damage to the German armor. We've suffered some casualties, but we have a lot of prestige. We got, by the way, just kind of, we had over 4,000 prestige at the end of the last battle. So even with all our restock, we now have 2,600 prestige. And when's probably a bad way to say, but if we capture some of these objectives, we're going to gain more prestige. So I'm hopeful, since we have a nice well of prestige, that we can survive kind of minor casualties unless we start to run out of time. So I don't think we have to rush, is basically what I'm saying. All right, so I kind of like what we got going here. We've got our paratroopers in place to drop. We took away kind of a heavy thrust of German armor. We've got this gap that we really don't know what might be in there. Hopefully we'd see that next turn. That would suck if they came down this way. Well, we'll find out. I didn't think about that one. Playing a little mind games over here, trying to wipe out that artillery, maybe wipe this unit out, just try to nibble our way north here. We may need to shuffle one of these units over here. But yeah, I think so far pretty good. Let's end our turn and see what happens. Yep, we know that. The one's in Tobruk. Artillery fires on that, -1. Oh, it's got a range of 3. Artillery fires on our engineers, -1. That's to be expected. Ooh, -2. -5. Nice. So where did those tanks come from? Damn. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so those Italian tanks, did they just slide? Maybe there's no mines there? Or did they just go through the mines, but they know how to get through them? Interesting. -3 to 1. Can we hit them with artillery? We cannot. Okay. Okay. Well, we can do some stuff here. We can move our... Yeah, okay, I'm going to think for a second, then I'll be back. We've got lots of fun problems to solve. Nice! This is a fun scenario. I'm liking this one. We'll be back in a sec. So, I kind of lied. Well, actually what happened was, I ended up playing for over an hour. Even after cutting out the dead time, it was still over an hour. That's way too long for one episode, so we're chopping it up into 2. So we're going to end this episode right here today. But the good part is that I've got both episodes done. So we'll do 10B will come out tomorrow. I've got it all set to go. So we'll do 2 30-minute episodes rather than the one long, hour-long episode. So thank you so much for watching to this point. We will pick the action up again right away tomorrow from where we left off today. If you did enjoy this episode, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new, subscription is always greatly appreciated as well, so you can keep up with what's going on. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you as we continue on in Operation Crusader tomorrow.